Hey everyone, thanks for checking out today's video. I have a special car in the shop today. Some of you may already know what it is. For those of you that may not be familiar with this car, this is a K20 Swap Civic that the Speed Academy guys put together a few years ago. Recently they featured it again on their channel, gave it some love, and we thought it'd be a great idea to do a new tune on it, see how much power it's making, and share the results. So the plan for me today is to lift it up, put it on the dyno. I'm gonna go through the mods and the setup for anyone that's not familiar with this car. We'll see how much power it makes all said and done. So why don't I lift it up, strap it down, and get started. All right guys, car is all strapped down, ready to go. For anyone that's not familiar with this car, I'm gonna do a quick rundown of what this setup consists of. But if you are interested in all the details of this build, Speed Academy has done a great job. They have tons of content on this car. I believe they have a full playlist on this car with all the stuff they've done. But for anyone that's not familiar with this car and hasn't seen those videos yet, I'll give you the quick rundown and you can check those videos out later. This is a K20 Z3 swap. It is from an 8th gen Civic Si. And what makes it kind of special is they did do a set of Drag Cartel drop-in cams and basically what you would consider full bolt-on. So I'm gonna go through all the mods for you. We'll start at the intake. It has a K-tuned 3.5-inch cold air intake, a K-tuned 72mm billet throttle body, RBC intake manifold, which would be stock on this specific engine. It has RDX injectors, K-tuned header, and full 3-inch exhaust system. It's running on Honda K-Pro. That's what I'll be tuning it on today. So yeah, that's basically the quick rundown of this car. But like I said, if you're interested in all the details of this car, check out the Speed Academy playlist. They have a ton of content for this car. They actually have one specific video that I recommend all the time. It is the cam install video that they did with this car. It is a great video to watch if you're interested in swapping in cams, so check that out. But all that being said, it is time to start tuning, see what this car puts down, all said and done. So why don't I get started? All right guys, all said and done. Unfortunately, the day didn't work out as I hoped it would, but either way, I'm here to share with you the results of how things turned out today. I remember watching the videos of this car 3 or 4 years ago when the last time it was on the dyno, and I remember that it didn't put down the power that we all thought it should. So I had to go back and double check those videos. The last time it was on a dyno, it only ended up putting down 212 wheel horsepower. So I wanted to see what it would put down today, 3 years later, and see if the tune needed to be touched up. So I did a couple pulls as is, and it basically put down the same numbers. It put down 209 wheel horse and 145 foot-pounds torque. These numbers seem too low for me, and after a bit of discussion with Pete, we suspected that there's something wrong with the setup and that I should look deeper. So one of the things that I suspected, and it was easy to check, is the cat. This car actually has a cat. I think I forgot to mention that when I was doing the rundown of parts previously, but yes, it had a high flow cat. We suspected that maybe it was holding it back. So I ended up doing a dyno pull open header just to see if the cat was holding it back. It was ridiculously loud. I'm gonna insert a clip of that dyno pull here. ridiculously loud pull out of the way, the car showed promise. I have the graph up here. Without changing anything to the tune, the car ended up picking up a bunch of power in the mid-range, and it was much leaner, which is a great sign because if you add more fuel, it'll end up making more power. Because these results looked promising, we decided that it would be worthwhile to install a test pipe in place of the high flow cat to see if we could get a bit more power out of it with the test pipe and with some tuning. So I ended up installing a test pipe in place of the high flow cat, then doing a full dyno tune. And while the car ended up making more power with the test pipe, unfortunately it's still just not making the power that it should, in my opinion, make with all these mods and this set of cams. All said and done, it did make more power. It made about 10 horsepower and 10 foot-pounds of torque everywhere without the cat in place. But ultimately, it still only made 218 wheel horsepower and 154 foot-pounds torque. Unfortunately, this engine seems to be about 10 horsepower off of where, in my opinion, it should be with this set of cams and with these mods. And unfortunately, it just proves that not all K20s are ringers. Either way, it's still making great power, and it will be even faster on the track now with this newfound power. So all that being said, hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you liked the video, do me a favor, hit the like button. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, and I'll continue to keep making these videos for you guys. Anyways, that's about it for this video. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you again soon. Bye now.